Hello students, welcome to Financial Accounting third lecture series. Today we are going to discuss a problem having goodwill adjustment. So until now we have discussed a problem wherein which the goodwill brought in terms of cash. But here onwards we are going to discuss problems on goodwill revaluation. It's the second situation of goodwill treatment. So we know that our journal entry for this is new partners capital account debits to old partners capital account. Let's look into a problem. Arun and Vijay are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. So this represents their old ratio. They have agreed to admit Mr. Tarun into partnership form. They have given a balance sheet. Creditors, we have to consider it in newly constructed balance sheet. Reserve fund, we have to take this to partners capital account. And partners capital, again we are going to broaden this balance in partners capital account. They have given various assets and we have to consider the respective adjustment for these assets. Here, the first one is goodwill of the firm be valued at rupees 72,000. So this represents the goodwill revaluation. So you should be very careful in this adjustment because only this adjustment tells us whether in the problem whether the goodwill brought into partnership form or whether goodwill revaluation. So here goodwill valuation. This represents goodwill revaluation and here the value of this is 72,000 rupees. So goodwill adjustment, we have the entries. New partner capital account. So Tarun's capital account debits to Arun's capital account and to Varun's capital account. That we will see later. Reserve for bad debts represents a loss, so we have to consider it in revaluation account. Stock depreciation, again revaluation. Building appreciation, revaluation account. Either increase or decrease in the value of asset, we are going to consider it in revaluation account. Tarun is to contribute 1 lakh rupees as his capital for 1/6 share. We should remember for 1/6 share, Tarun has to contribute 1 lakh rupees. Capital contribution into partnership form. For capital brought in, we know that the journal entry is bank account debit because cash comes in to Tarun's capital account because Tarun has given it. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Tarun is a giver here, so to Tarun's capital account. Let's start with the solution. So first I have prepared revaluation account. So this is a goodwill adjustment. The second one, reserves for bad debts, 10% on debtors. So it's a loss. So 2 reserves for bad debts, 70,000 into 10%, 7,000. Stock depreciation. So stock value 30,000 into 10% depreciation again represents a loss. So 30,000 into 10% is building appreciation 20%. It's then gain to partnership form. So appreciation recorded on the credit side of revaluation account 30,000 into 20% is 1,000. So here debit side exceeds the credit side. So debit side a total 10,000 minus appreciation on building 6,000. So remaining balance 4,000. So this 4,000 is distributed among the partner Arun and Varun in their older ratio 3:2. So 4,000 into 3 by 5, 2,400. 4,000 into 2 by 5, it is 1,600 transferred to partners capital account. It's a simple revaluation account, only 3 items. Hope you understood. So we have not calculated sacrifice ratio. The reason is they have given only the old ratio. Old ratio ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ sacrifice ratio ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಲ್ಡ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋವನ್ನೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಿಫೈಸ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. But as far as goodwill, it represents situation 2 that we'll consider later. So we'll see the problem. So here, goodwill of the firm valued at 72,000 rupees. So as far as goodwill, so here it represents situation 2 and goodwill revaluation. See here, total goodwill of the firm is 72,000 rupees. But we want to know only the new partner's share of goodwill. Total firm in a goodwill 72,000 rupees ಇದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ತರುಣ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಶೇರ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಆ goodwill ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. So total 72,000 into Tarun's share of profit 16. So Tarun will get 12,000 worth of goodwill. So we are going to make adjustment only for this 12,000, only for Tarun's share of goodwill. So our journal entry, we know that Tarun's capital account debits to Arun's capital account and Varun's capital account. New partner capital account debits to old partner's capital account. So this 12,000 distributed in the sacrificing ratio of 3 is to 2. So 3 by 5, 7,200 and 2 by 5, 4,800. So the next step is the preparation of partners capital account. The first one will brought down the balance, capital balance of 90,000 and 45,000. By balance brought down 90,000 and 45,000. Second one, if they have given any reserves fund or profit and loss account in balance sheet, we have to distribute this one. The reserve fund of 9,000 distributed among the old partners 5,400 and 3,600. 3 is to 2 old ratio. After that, we'll transfer the balance from revaluation account. So in case of a revaluation account, we have a loss in revaluation account. So this is a loss of 2,400, 1,600 transferred to debit side of partners capital account. So here, to revaluation account 2,400 and 1,600 rupees. After that, we'll put an entry for goodwill adjustment. So we know that our goodwill adjustment is Tarun's capital account debit. So we have to debit Tarun's capital account. Tarun's capital account which should be debited. Tarun's capital column debit side 7,200 and 4,800. The respective uh, adjusting entry is Arun's capital account and Varun's capital account. At the same time, Varun's capital account and Arun's capital account should get credited the same amount 7,200 and 4,800 by the name of Arun's capital account. So after this, we have to put one more entry for capital brought in. So capital brought in by Mr. Tarun. So bank account debits to Tarun's capital account. It is 1 lakh. So after that, so we are going to balance the partner's capital account. So while balancing partner's capital account, so credit side total 1 lakh 2,600 minus 2,400. It is 1 lakh 200 rupees. So 53,400 credit side total minus 1,600. So the remaining balance is 51,800. 1 lakh rupees credit side total minus this 12,000. So remaining balance is 88,000. So this is all about the preparation of partners capital account. So here you should remember the goodwill adjustment. For goodwill revaluation, here we have only one journal entry. New partner Tarun's capital account debit to Arun's capital account and Varun's capital account. So the last step is the preparation of balance sheet. As far as the preparation of balance sheet, we need to consider the old balance sheet as well as the adjustment. Creditors, no changes. So we'll put as it is 30,000. Reserve fund, we have already taken it in partners capital account, so no need to take it in balance sheet. Then next one, capital balance. Capital balance that we are going to consider from partners capital account is 1 lakh 200, 51,800 and 88,000. So total capital of the firm is 2 lakh 40,000. So then asset side, furniture 40,000, no change. I'll take as it is. Stock 30,000 less depreciation 10%. So it is 27,000. Debtors 70,000 less reserves for bad debts 10,000, 7,000. So remaining balance 63,000. Buildings 30,000 plus appreciation 20%. So 30,000 plus 6,000, 36,000. Cash balance original 4,000. Again we have one entry for cash or cash or bank. So capital brought in by new partner 1 lakh. So 4,000 plus 1 lakh total 1 lakh 4,000. So our balance sheet tallies at 2 lakh 70,000. So students, it's a very easy and a simple problem on goodwill revaluation. So here they have given the value of goodwill in adjustment only. So here we have to pass only one entry, that is new partners capital account debits to old partners account. Nothing else in this particular problem. Only simple single adjustment. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Happy learning.